All right, friends, we're gonna see if today's the day, if this will run again. So we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Ross the Oliver Man. Last time we were trying to get this to run, only, excuse me, still burping from the delicious Mexican food. We had to go, we discovered that it was out of gas, which was okay because that gave us an excuse to go to town, which gave us an excuse to go to the Mexican restaurant. So that was awesome. But we're gonna put 5 gallons in here from there, and we're gonna see first if it's coming out. And if it's not, then maybe we're going to end up pulling the sediment bowl out anyway. I cannot remember if this one's got a standpipe in it or what. I would almost bet that it does because I think I was having a lot of fuel issues with it. So we're going to go that route. Also, it should be noted that it rained a bunch and it is a muddy mess everywhere. So I'm going to do the right thing and grab a hold of this electrical cord and plug back in the battery charger. You just hang out there and listen for the sizzle. We're just gonna let that do its thing while we do our thing, because every little bit helps. Also, you might be asking yourself, why is that rubber ring up there? Well, I think it didn't have one, and I tried to put one on, and then I realized you couldn't really get the hood out of here with the cab on it very good, or something along that line. And maybe I'm remembering that totally wrong, but it seems very plausible. This is pretty far up there to be filling with a can above a guy's head. I miss the days of the old, which I still have, but I miss the days of the old vertical fuel tanks and that, but uh-oh. It's happening. Getting too full. The quality of gas just won't do it. If you put it in those tanks, you're going to lose half of what you bought. So we just got away from doing that. Plus, I started using more diesel stuff, so the need for gas was less and less all the time. But it's crap that things can't just operate like they used to. Find out if you were really out of gas or whether that was just a, maybe that was just a misinterpretation. Let's turn this on. And oh, it's coming in there already, but that's probably not good either because that means it's leaking somewhere. Maybe it just means it's filling the carburetor. Usually, though, you got to break the seal on the bowl to get it going. Boy, it looks clean, doesn't it? So, maybe everything's doing its job. Let's give this a few little love taps just for... Don't forget your job, carburetor. That's what that meant. Don't forget. You've got work to do. All right. Probably enough of this cluster of sadness. Okay, good news. The jump pack says it's full, so that's good. And we've pretty well used up the maximum amount of safety, so you know, we don't have any more of that to give. Let's hook this back up because I guess we could try it without the jump pack, but I just don't. I think it would just be better to give it that little boost, don't you, supposing? We got the choke out. Yep, so we're getting nothing. We're getting the click of sadness. I knew we would. Let's give her the onions. Here we go. Come on, baby doll. Now. Let's throttle it down. Maybe that's our problem. We're getting nothing, friends. And here I was worried that this would not be enough for a video, but silly me. I should have known that, you know, we aren't done here. Okay. Let's turn the gas back off. We're going to take the end plate off the carburetor, which I don't have the right. Maybe I can make it work with the screwdrivers that I have. But I will need a thinking stool, because this is going to be, yeah. For a while, this was bad enough that I had to do it in the field every few rounds. And so finally I got pretty good at just taking it all, leave the body of the carburetor in place, and take the back plate off, because it's where all the goodies are anyway. It's going to be that back one that's going to be hard to get off of there. Also, I should note that I'm sinking down into the ground. My bucket, oh, sadness. There we go. It's the one that fell out of the truck going down the highway. And it busted one side of it. And so now it doesn't do the thing anymore. It won't. If you sit on it the wrong way, it wants to throw you. Okay, come on. Baby doll. Now, come on, baby doll. We were turning just fine until I accidentally tried to tighten you instead of loosen you, which, reach up. Somewhere there's a little bitty screwdriver. Is it going to make me get all the way up out of my seat to get it? Yes, it is. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we can do this. Come on out there now. Oh my goodness, friends. I mean, we can tell it's obviously been leaking. That's why it's so cobbledy-cobbled of trash all over it. Like, this is not the right color, you see, you know. So, it could use a little cleaning up. I don't know if it was leaking out of this fitting, probably. That would make the most sense. We're also missing a bunch of lock washers. I gotta look around and find, I got at least one parts carburetor of this, and I should take that one back along if I can find it when we go to that customer's tractor, just because I am not convinced that his M plate is good either, the more I think about it. I'm thinking that there was some pitting on it, and that might not be the best for him either. But whenever we go back to put on a distributor, which is back ordered, we will try to remember to take that along in case we have to swap that out for him to make it the best it can be. Because that tractor had an engine overhaul at a shop, so it has had very little hours on it since then, and that's not cool when you got that, you know, and then it still doesn't run. So we gotta just get the rest of it lined out. Oh, struggle bus. Now I got the screw out far enough that I can't use the screwdriver. See, this is not the preferred method of doing this, friends. You would normally take this whole carburetor off of the tractor. Now, can we do this in such a way that we can save the gasket? It would be real super handy if we could possibly do that. Could we participate? That wasn't great, but it's not the worst I've had. That is nastiness in there, isn't it? Oh man, friends. I'm betting we're gonna need a carburetor rebuild. There's some serious sand going on in here. Let's see if gas will come through. If I turn on the gas. It should be, but it's not. So, we got more struggles, friends. Oh, the float sticks on the wall. That's great. It's rubbing the sides. Oh, I hate these carburetors. Hate. That's the trouble with this one was having. Now we're getting some gas, but we're not getting... We got a lot of issues here. I got another kit that I ordered because I try to keep one on hand all the time because they're super expensive. There's our needle. Oh my goodness. Why though? Why participate? I don't want to break it because these are super expensive. Man, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Short of rebuilding it because it's nasty. Let's turn on the gas without anything in there and see if it'll... That still ain't coming out of there fast enough. But the question is that the fault of the carburetor, or is that the fault of it's not coming out of the sediment bowl fast enough? That's just not gonna fly, I don't think. I don't think so, friends. We could probably get it to run like that, but it wouldn't run very full power-ish. I just don't know what to... I hate to take this off and rebuild it. I got enough carburetors to rebuild. Luckily this tractor doesn't have that great of paint, so it's not really a big issue to just destroy it with brake clean. Man. Okay. Brake clean's not really good for the rubber that's in there. But for today, I'd just kind of like to hear it run. And I'm not really... I'm kind of over it. I don't really care. I think we're going to take that loose again and see what kind of fuel flow we have or don't have. And we tightened it with the red pliers, of course, so we're going to have to do that. See, if you have enough tractors, you can just keep doing will it runs on your own stuff, because they sit and then they don't run. It's finally gone full circle, friends. I'm revivaling things that I abandoned. Let's see what kind of flow. Oh, that's excellent flow. Okay, so that's no problem. That's no problem. I wonder if the darn line has some trash in it somewhere. I'm mean, if that fuel evaporates behind and leaves that sandy material, then it's very possible that it has some down in the bottom of the line. I can hear it pushing air out of the fuel line. Okay, friends, we're gonna put it back together. We're gonna try it. This probably isn't ideal, but short of rebuilding, there's just really not a lot a guy can do. I bent that a little and I think I got it back where it maybe won't catch as much. Yeah, whoever came up with this design at the factory of the Shebblers, he needs a throat punch or something. I mean, this design is terrible. They had a great carburetor with the cast iron ones. Hey, that's a lot better. Let's test her out. Let's turn the fuel back on. It's still not enough flow in my opinion, but I mean, that's just a dribble. It's running down the arms of the float, and so it is filling. You just can't see it from the angle you're at because it's not coming straight down and out. It's it's doing a bizarre thing. Imagine that. This will be a miracle if this doesn't leak. Come on, baby doll. We ain't got a lot of time for nonsense. We ain't got a lot of time for nonsense. Come on. This mama. No big deal, friends. Okay, baby doll. We're gonna think positive thoughts, carburetor. Positive thoughts. You were running the last time we ran, so there's no reason why you can't run now. Wouldn't you like to do your job and make everybody happy? Proud to know you? I often wonder that, you know. Maybe these tractors aren't grateful that we keep revivaling them. They just wanted to die. They were finally out in the fence row of death. And then somebody drug them out and put them back together. Can't you let us rest? Oh, I don't know why I'm surprised that that's... Oh, I got that stuck already. Great. This screw obviously didn't come out of this hole because it's not playing nice. We'll get it. We'll get it, friends. We'll get it. Dang. We're just struggling a little. All right. Let's turn the gas on now. Should be filling. Do a good job, buddy. We need you. We're all in this together. Look at that, it's silver underneath. That's the adult dose. Now that we did that, let's put this fire making machine very close to it. That extremely flammable liquid. And then maybe insurance will buy us that 1800B we've always wanted. To replace this one that gets lost in the explosion. It says our battery is 11.8 volts, and that ain't gonna do it. Friends, it's just not. Now, friend, something ain't kosher here, pal. You're supposed to be running by now, and you're not doing the thing. So does that mean we need to check our spark again? Because it may not be doing the thing. The battery cable's hooked up this time. So if we wedge ourselves back there, we should be able to do a spark test. Maybe. Back again. Does that look familiar? You know another cool thing that Ross just did and wasn't thinking? He didn't bring the actual screwdriver that he needs to do that. What a joke. It's not funny, but it's a joke. Where could I have laid that? I thought I laid it on that triangle piece, but no dice. Maybe since I had these out yesterday, I can get them. Nope. Fun times, friends, fun times. I guess I gotta go around again. I could go under. I don't know. I'll just work my Knudsen off climbing. I'm coming back. It's gonna be interesting to see how much longer before I just say I've had enough and I don't want to do it. That's getting pretty close, friends. It's getting pretty close. Okay. This probably isn't it, but you know, it would make us feel good about ourselves to know for sure that this actually had spark. And you know, we didn't know yesterday because we forgot to have the battery hooked up. Let's turn the key on. Let's make her go sparkety spark, which it's not doing. Well, it is doing it. Let's turn it over with it and see if we can. Oh, it won't turn over with that set up. It is sparking every time though, but that is a very weak looking spark. I'm not very happy with that, but let's pretend it's okay. You know? Land of make-believe. That's a beautiful spark. How's this? Does this look good? It should. It hasn't really done anything. Awesome. I can't even operate a screw. But I will say that's because these aren't really, these are bizarre is what they are. Maybe there's some kind of Phillips head that fits in there good, but I don't know. Okay, tractor, you're gonna run, because if you don't, you're probably gonna leave here as 6-inch pieces of steel. No, we know I won't do that to it, but I'm frustrated, that's for sure. Oh yeah, you just had to threaten it a little bit. Usually that's the case. You just threaten to cut them up for scrap and then they start right up. It's not running that bad for not having run in a long time. Good for not having run in a long time. I can't hardly see. We got oil pressure. We got charging. The hydraulics picked up the sprayer a little bit, so it's still good to go. It probably won't steer since it's stuck in a hole, but it's trying to, but it's probably low. It's probably low, and I don't think it really steered very good. Anyway, in this situation, it needs to be moving. I don't think my hydraulic pump is A1 is what I'm getting at. I'm just happy to hear it run. Up. I shouldn't have done that. I was playing with the choke. That was dumb. I made it not happy. And now I'm not happy because it died. Okay, that's fine. Our battery just does not do the thing, friends. I don't know why. It's probably because the cables are crappy. The one of them especially. Come on, buddy boy. Trying to decide whether I flooded it out or whether I didn't do enough. There we go. It didn't seem like the choke was doing much a minute ago, but that time it did. Something's plugging up. This is the old familiar problem that it had. Yep. Okay, so that's what we haven't gained any ground on that. It's if it sits, it needs some attention. But that's what it is. I don't think it's getting enough fuel. And I think that it's probably because there's trash in here and it needs the seat taken out and cleaned up good. And probably now that we got an ultrasonic cleaner, it probably needs a good boiling, and then it would do the thing. Because this is exactly what it would do in the field. And I would deal with this being plugged up, and then I would take it loose and get it going, and then I'd have to deal with this. And we just go back and forth between the two. And I think that's probably what happens, because here in a second, it'll fire up again once it gets enough gas in there. Then sometimes for no reason at all, the float would stick, and then you'd have to, you know, deal with that. Let's see here. just let it run. Look, it's charging good. 14.4 to 14 point to 15.2. Keep running. I about fell over. Yep. Okay. Well, that's okay. Even the light works. Amp light. It's got one of those for some reason. So, where do we stand? Well, if we want this to be super duper A1, the best that it can, then what has to happen is it needs the carburetor taken off and rebuilt. It would probably be wise to do that like soon, so that we don't let this problem compound and then go backwards in progress again and have to start all over. Wouldn't that make sense? And what I'm getting at then with that thought process-y would be that now would be a good time to pull that off of there and take it along inside and cook it and clean it and have a happy time with it. We don't have enough tools with us though. We got the red pliers, so we could probably do almost anything except hold both at the same time. But I think we need to proceed with this plan and then we'll go from there. I was looking at this yesterday, and I do remember now somebody has repainted this, and that's crap, because I bet I could have brought out with some polish. I bet I could have fixed the original paint better, but it's whatever. I see we're missing some hardware there. That's fine. Like I said, when I bought it, it was junk. I mean, it was left for dead basically, because it was a non-runner with a stuck valve and just no happiness left in its life. So I think we did it a lot of favors, even though it's not perfect yet. And I just remembered something else. I bet I have an appropriate tool. Do I? No. Come here, wrench. That got water in it. Was that the right size though? Maybe it is. I bet we could get this off of here. I think I'd rather get an adjustable though. Adjustable wrenches, they make the world go round. And every time somebody complains about me using one, I throw away a regular wrench and buy another adjustable. So let me go grab one and we'll pull this off of there. And then I can take it inside tonight and clean it up. I got another one to rebuild for somebody else. We got parts for finally, so I want to get that hammered out. And carburetor videos are boring, but I don't know, maybe people want to see it. So let me get that adjustable and we'll make this happen. All right, it's raining again. And also, we got some more struggle bus things. It's almost time to drive the real struggle bus. So we're gonna have to make that happen. I don't know what's going on out there at the road. Some car problem. Mailman, I don't know. There will be water over some of the roads now today because of all of this rain. So that's fun. They've already had the road closed on the one way I go, so I have to take the school bus through the cemetery to get them home, which that definitely gets them wound up. I won't make any jokes about wanting to leave them there. We'll just let it go. They're okay-ish. Come on, carburetor. It's been together so long, it's... There we go. Okay. Make sure this is not connected. There we go. Okay. I should disconnect the battery. For one, so we don't lose ground, that we've... Not ground like battery ground, ground like progress we've might have made. But then the other reason is I don't want to accidentally arc out. The explosion might hurt the camera. Let's see, we have two different types of hardware. That's always thrilling. I like it when that happens. I think it was the other one and not this one that... One time I got a little aggressive with it. A little bit angry. And I whacked the side to get it to put out fuel, and I whacked it a little too hard and destroyed the side, broke it. So then I had to hunt up another one. Luckily I had a friend in town who parted out stuff, and he had one, and I knew he had one, so I went and got it. And it was pretty reasonable. And then I ended up buying all of his parts years later, so that's fine, you know. He helped me out when I needed it, and I helped him out later, so sure. Okay. Get down now. We got fuel line fighting us, we got hose fighting us. Okay, there we go. Get back off of there. Okay. Well, we're struggling, that's for certain. There we go. How does the gasket look? Does it look good up there? I think it does. Probably because I've had it on and off so many times that it's probably got a fairly new one. That's good. So all we got to do here is make this knot connected. Then we're going to drop our hardware down into the dirt so we can't find it. Oh yeah, you know how it goes, friends. Let's take this one loose first. Alright. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I got it all over me. Okay, that's fine. It's actually sticky. So that's great. Let's shove this up the throat hole to keep that clean. Oop, we about, that gasket is good. It's going to come down as one, so let's put these nuts back on there just to also not lose them, but that'll help hold that gasket up so it doesn't get lost or destroyed. Good tractor. Stay put. How's our fuel line look? It doesn't look as bad as I thought. Probably should redo that too because it's obnoxiously long. But anywho's. There's a greasy, nasty carburetor. And we will clean that up, cook it up, get her going, and then this tractor should run much more better-ish because that's its trouble. It's just not getting enough fuel through from the tank. It's getting from the tank forward, but it's not getting from there into the carburetor. We could test this theory here by turning this on. Look at that good flow. That was only like a quarter turn on. So our issue is definitely carburation, and just a few drips going in ain't gonna run a 310 cubic inch gas engine. So that's why we're doing what we're doing here. But we will get this carburetor rebuilt because I do have extra stuff from going out there, and we'll make it happen, you know. We'll give it a good cooking, and yeah, we'll just do the best we can. Then we'll probably order more parts so we got extras, because you go through a few diaphragms, friends. It happens, you know. But it is a runner, and that's a dandy thing, because it's always nice to keep them going and hear them run again after you've neglected them for a good while. Here, now that it's getting warm, we really need to go around and start airing up tires, topping off tires, because I got a lot of tires I see that have leaked out some air over the winter, which is strange because they just never usually do that, some of them, and we just can't have that, you know. There's too much money in tires and stuff and what have you. So we'll try to get this going again, and then maybe we can do something with it this year, more than just letting it sit and grow trees around it, because that's kind of pathetic for it. We could make it more better. I mean, we can do something. We'll find some job, run an auger with it this fall or something, or whatever. That is, if we keep any corn, or if we just ship it out, or if we even plant any corn. I'm about over it, over the corn, that is, because it's not making much money, and this last year didn't yield that great. So I don't know, we'll see, but we'll find something. We'll find something for it to do, even if it's just drive it around, go up and down the road a few times and get the mail with it. I don't know, but it's gonna happen. We just gotta do our fair share of maintenance, because it's earned it. It has done a lot of work for us and never got repaid that much, you know. So we'll work on that, possibly take the cab off, possibly dive into the hydraulics. We prioritize our projects sometimes by how easy we think that they will be, how the quick turnaround time, and the cost. And whichever one has the least of all of those usually gets moved to the head of the line. And that's why I squeeze in some other stuff, like getting this running, when there's other projects I should be working on for people or whatever. But it's just a priority game, you know, friends. And that's how she goes. So until next time, we're going to leave this one here. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.